This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Thursday, October 15, and time for the Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. The Royal Barbados Police Force bumps up its security measures as the Yuletide season approaches. Police Public Relations Officer, Acting Assistant Superintendent of Police David Welch, tells Barbados Today that the current crime situation facing the country has resulted in the force implementing Operation Yuletide this month rather than at the end of November.
What we have planned, and we are about to implement our what we call Operation Yuletide, and we are moving to operationalize this earlier than we normally do in the latter half of November. What we want to do, and this Operation Yuletide affords us the opportunity to get those persons who normally would be desk-bound, to have desk-bound duty, to come out and support those other operational persons on the streets. Therein you have more officers on the streets to police Barbados in the upcoming tourism season, in the upcoming Yuletide season. Right, so we will be having police officers on the streets in major tourism areas, in major shopping areas.
ASP Welch also revealed that investigators were making significant progress into the murder of Brinsley Ward. He says a number of persons are currently being questioned in connection with Ward's stabbing death last Friday while on Nursery Drive Road, St. Michael. Meantime, Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Tourism Product Authority, Dr. Kerry Hall, is concerned about the effects of crime, violence, and social deviance it could have on the country's bread and butter industry. Speaking at a forum on crime and its effects on community-based tourism recently at the Princess Margaret Secondary School, Dr. Hall revealed that Barbados has attracted a new type of tourist that it simply cannot afford to lose as a result of the worrying situation.
Tourism is not necessarily about tourists. Tourism is also about bringing benefits to our nation. Tourism is about ensuring that, and what we want to ensure is that our wider cross-section of Barbadians benefit from the prosperity that tourism brings. We want to spread the tourism and spatial balance from the coastal part of this country into the rural areas, spreading that tourism dollar across this country and giving a wider cross-section of Barbados an opportunity to interact and to benefit from that tourism dollar. So if crime takes root, and we can't allow it to take root, as I said, for the economic reasons, Barbados is the 15th most dependent country in the world on tourism. Over 180 countries in the world, we are 1/5. The 15th most dependent. That is serious. That means that anything that threatens what you just said, or debilitates or has the capacity to kill the goose that's laid the golden egg, should be a cause for great concern from us all.
Past chairman of Crime Stoppers for Barbados, Julie Dash, made a similar appeal, stressing that Barbados could not afford to have its reputation for safety tarnished.
Tourism being the goose that lays our golden egg, we cannot afford a single tourist to have a negative experience in Barbados. We just can't stand it. Because there are so many other countries opening up, airports going into smaller islands, people offering more value for money. But still, the people in charge of tourism are still doing an excellent job. And as it was just said, more people here this year than ever. But we have to know that people can be safe here.
The Barbados government is still weighing the pros and cons of the legalization of marijuana for medicinal uses. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite says while the issue has been heating up regionally and internationally, Research shows that there is not a strong lobby for the substance to be legalized here. He said while advocates have been pushing for it to be legalized, they have not done the analysis in terms of the other side of the message.
Which is whether or not we're encouraging the wider use of marijuana, whether or not it has any health care negative effects on the community, on young people, etc. And that's an analysis that we're doing. Believe it or not, based on the study that we had conducted recently, even though the information suggests that there's a wider tolerance to use of marijuana, it was probably about 51-49% in terms of the person's campus. In other words, there isn't this large lobby for us that immediately go the route of Jamaica and what St. Vincent has been saying. But certainly more importantly is that we have to do the analysis in terms.
Uterine cancer is emerging as the #1 cancer below the belt among women during the last 3 years. That's according to obstetrician and gynecologist Dr. Vikash Chatrani. He made the revelation as he addressed a panel discussion sponsored by the Arnold Cato Foundation at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital on gynecological cancers yesterday.
We've seen a shift in paradigm with regards to our cancer incidents. Cervical cancer, the most common cancer below the belt, followed by uterine cancer. We can see here that breast cancer, we hear a lot about cancer of the breast, but if you look at the mortality, less than 25% of patients will die because of their disease when it comes to breast cancer. And that's because of good screening services. We have a lot of physicians who handle the breast, and people don't die. A lot of people don't die of breast cancer. Now you may look at these 3 below the belt cancers, and red is the mortality. And when you add up the mortality associated with below the belt cancers, more women are actually dying because of gynecological cancers than breast cancer. And we've seen a shift in the last 3 years where uterine cancer has now become the #1 below the belt cancer.
He also revealed that an increase in the person's body mass index is also contributing to the situation.
You can be overweight and still be healthy. But we have seen in the evidence that increased BMI is associated with an increased risk of cancer. And one of the strategies is live a healthy lifestyle, exercise, and manage your weight. So with our population getting bigger, that's why you may see a higher percentage of uterine cancer, because we know estrogen is produced in fat.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
So regional news now concerns in St. Lucia that gay police officers are being discriminated against on the job. It comes from United and Strong, the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender group in the country, after the issue was raised by the Police Welfare Association. More from Alison Kentish in this HTS News Force report.
The LGBT rights group has responded to concerns by the Police Welfare Association about the psychological well-being of its gay members who have reported incidents of discrimination and harassment based on their sexual orientation. UNS Board Secretary Jessica St. Rose says the organization shares the PWA's concern.
United and Strong believes that this is totally wrong. We don't think that discrimination should occur in any organization with reference to sexual orientation. United and Strong, we have been doing sensitization with the police force in terms of discrimination towards the LGBT community, and I believe that probably we should go back and look into sensitization with the police officer when it comes to their members and how discriminating within the workplace affects the productivity and also work in general.
And finally, the United States President Barack Obama today announced that the country's military will remain in Afghanistan beyond 2016. He made the announcement at the White House this morning.
While America's combat mission in Afghanistan may be over, our commitment to Afghanistan and its people endures. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not allow Afghanistan to be used as safe haven for terrorists to attack our nation again. Our forces therefore remain engaged in two narrow but critical missions: training Afghan forces and supporting counterterrorism operations against the remnants of al-Qaeda.
And on that note, we come to the end of our afternoon updates, but we'll be back again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.tv, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in Bristol Mills or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.